former Prime Minister, that is Raila Odinga. Subsequently, the CORD leader, his arrival expected in an hour or 2 hours' time at the Jomo Kenyatta International Airport. Well, what I can tell you is probably right now he's airborne, but as you can see behind me, Uhuru Park is already filled up. People streaming in thick and fast, numbers coming in, and also people carrying placards bearing Raila Odinga's images, describing him as actually a statesman and also a people's president, as it were. There were chants from the crowd that actually anti-Uhuru government chants saying that the CORD coalition should actually be the coalition that should be ruling the government, as it were. And I don't know if you could see, but strategically positioned is that is a flag for the United States of America. Remember that former Prime Minister Raila Odinga is coming from a 3-month tour of the United States, where he was issuing lectures and also public addresses to Kenyans who are in the diaspora, and also attending various summits. Remember that his last function was actually in Atlanta, where he attended a global health summit in Atlanta, Georgia. Now, what we expect from here is the arrival of the former Prime Minister Raila Odinga, the CORD leader, at around 3:30 thereabout, give and take. And from there, the program will proceed by, of course, entertainment, dances, but this will be limited because the program here should be actually ending by 5 in the evening. That is, if all goes as planned. And from entertainment, we expect that is, of course, public addresses by. You have to bear with us. Those are supporters actually coming into the stadium, as it were. Yeah, as I was saying, that is addresses from MCAs, members of parliament, senators, governors, all aligned to the CORD coalition. Remember that the CORD coalition has actually organized ferrying of supporters from their respective regions, buses ferrying people from Nyanza region, Western region, and also from the coast. And all this actually organized by various leaders, governors, members of parliament, and also senators from those subsequent regions. Now, well, the Prime Minister, the former Prime Minister, make it that way. The former Prime Minister is coming in a country where it is right now politically charged from 2-3 weekends ago, when CORD coalition lieutenants, that is the group led by the likes of Siaya Senator James Orengo, Johnson Muthama for Machakos, staged a rally at the Kibera grounds. That was actually the first rally organized by CORD coalition, setting the tone for the arrival of the former Prime Minister here today. Now, CORD has been agitating for regime change, saying that the Jubilee administration has actually mismanaged the economy of the country, faulting nearly all policies by the Jubilee coalition, saying that the arrival of the Chinese, or the invitation of the Chinese into investing in Kenya economy sector, building of the standard gauge railway, and also the multi-billion deals signed at State House whereby President Uhuru Kenyatta actually witnessed with his compatriot from the Chinese government, the Prime Minister from there, saying that we are actually setting a bad precedence, and as such they are citing the evacuation of tourists from Mombasa by that is the British, the United States, Australia and France, saying that we are actually getting it wrong when it comes to economic empowerment of the Kenyan people and of the Kenya economy as a whole. Well, we also CORD actually pointed out the payment of 1.4 billion shillings to the Anglo leasing contracts, that is the First Mercantile Securities, and the Universal Search Space for security-related contracts, faulting that we are actually now swindling, or rather draining public coffers to pay shadowy contracts for that matter. Well, all those issues are expected to be addressed here today because what actually CORD said that today is a revolution, is the beginning of a revolution, as it were, a revolution for regime change, saying that they're not going to employ any unorthodox means to eject President Uhuru Kenyatta's administration from office, but today they are beginning a revolution from here at Uhuru Park, and this is actually going, the rallies from Uhuru Park here today is actually going to be spread across all the 47 counties, and as such they will begin from Mombasa, that is on the 15th of July, and then from there proceed to Uhuru, that is Nakuru actually, and from Nakuru, Kisumu, Garissa, Western, and all across the 47 counties, as it were, just to try and sensitize the public on why it is quite prudent for a regime change, on why it is quite prudent to have a new administration come in force. People actually just passing before our cameras. We can't actually control them. Call of well, we'll leave them continue because anyway, this is their function today. But as I was saying, it is called pushing for a regime change and saying that actually today's rally is actually going to put a face to the revolution. That is, former Prime Minister's arrival is actually going to put a face to that revolution, as it were. Remember that the former Prime Minister actually left the country on that is March 10th this year, and for a 1.5 month tour to the United States, but he had to extend his tour for another month, whereby he gave lectures to universities. He was actually invited by that is the Boston University, and his first lecture was in the Harvard University. Back to you, Studio Najma.